The Alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.
Are you craving for that special meal that will entice your taste buds and leave you with lasting thrilling memories? Look no further. Spice Island Bulenga has got your answer. Natural, fresh and delicious juice, the best meals. Don't miss our daily specials from Monday to Sunday. Pizza Wednesday, Saturday Pizza Bonanza, you buy one and take two. Come dine with us and feel the experience. We are located at Prime Shopping Center in Bulenga, Mitiana Road. For inquiries, call us on 0704111720. Spice Island, we treat your cravings.
Fellow citizens, following the sequence of events, Uganda seems to be at political crossroads.
I'm not a servant of anybody.
Madam, I know the law.
As such, Alternative Digital brings you the Interface Show with retired Colonel Dr. Kiza Besuje.
Let's keep on the same page on Alternative Digitalk,
As he gives you the alternatives on the transition question, rule of law, human rights and freedom, youth inclusion in governance, economic stagnation, as he confirms.
I'll be always here Saturday from 10 a.m. in the morning. Be there.
Don't miss the live discussion on the Alternative Uganda, Digitalk TV Facebook pages, and the Alternative Uganda YouTube channel.
The Alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.
Wasuzo nno gwe munnaffe akedde naffe olunaku olwaleero lunaku lwakuna ennaku z'omwezi tubala 19 tuli mwezi ogwa January Wagatonya omwaka 2023. The Mighty Drive ye program jogenda maaso n'okubanga olaba nze omumbejja luwedde Lydian era nga akanyomero kano ke tulimu ke Mighty Global News Updates oba ebimu ku ebyo ebyakoze amawulire mu bitundu by'eggwanga ebyenjawulo gwe gy'otaasobodde kubeera waliwo ate ebyakoze amawulire so ngenda kuba mbiyitaayitamu ku katono ate munnange tulyoke tugende maaso ne programu yaffe eno nkutegeeza titutandika ssaawa 2 ez'okumakya okutuukira ddala ku ssaawa 4 ez'akalasamayanzi era nga munnange tubaawo wano n'abagenyi ab'enjawulo nga twogera ate ku nsonga ez'enjawulo era nga olunaku olwaleero munnange mu studios tugenda kubeeramu n'omukyala era nga omukyala ono munnange tugenda kuba twogera ku nsonga ez'enjawulo teenage pregnancies n'ebirala bingi nnyo ate ebiri mu layini eyo oba ebigwa mu kkowe eryo omukyala ono ye Nabaggala Resty era nga munnange ono ye founder owa Here for Her Foundation munnanga agenda kubanga atwegattako olunaku olwaleero era nga nze kenyini kamwa kwogera n'omwami Rogers today habwe tugenda kubanga ate munnaye tumubuuza foundation eno kiki eriko bigendererwa ki ebyagiteesawo n'ebirala bingi nnyo byotasaanidde kubeera nga ate osuwa obanga obuusa amaaso sobeerako omukyalo ono agenda kubanga ensonga zino azinnyonnyolako bulungi nnyo n'ebirala bingi nnyo cyber harassment bingi nnyo bitugenda okubanga twogerako so beerako omukyalo ono osobole okubanga omuwulira bulungi era n'ebibuuzo byo biteeketeeke ojja kubanga obimubuuza. Tuli buterevu ku page yaffe The Alternative Uganda ku Facebook awamu ne Digitalk TV so nga ate ku YouTube tuli The Alternative Uganda sobeerako munnange ate osobola okubanga awomera programs ez'enjawulo ze tulina ku Twitter n'emikutu emirala gyonna munnange osobola okubanga otufuna gwe kasita ogenda n'oteekamu The Alternative Uganda tosobola kubanga ate olemererwa okutufuna kakati ngenda kuba mpitaayitako mu bimu ku ebyo ebyakoze amawulire mu ggwanga Uganda sabbiiti eno n'olunaku olw'eggulo. Ebingi nnyo ate ebyabaddewo naye nnyinza obutabimenyaamenya byonna ngenda kubanga mbiyitaayitamuko katono. Omukulembeze w'eggwanga General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni yalayidde okufana obutanyagwa nga bw'agenda okufufugaza abayeekera ba ADF iyo yonna gye beekwese mu ggwanga erya Democratic Republic of Congo. Bino nno yabyogedde ku kutikkira ate bannamagye abawerera ddala 18 mu madaala ag'enjawulo era ng'omukolo guno gwabadde ku National Defence College eneesangibwa Njeru mu district ey'e Buyikwe. Ono nno munnange yategeezezza nti omukulembeze w'eggwanga erya Democratic Republic of Congo omukulu Felix Tshisekedi yabawadde eddaate go ahead oba yabakkiriza okuba nga bagenda mu ggwanga erya Democratic Republic of Congo okufufugaza abayeekera bonna ate aba ADF oba Allied Democratic Forces. Munnanga abayeekera bano gye buvuddeko balumba eggwanga Uganda era ne balumya bannansi ab'eggwanga erya Uganda wali era mu district eya Ntoroko mu byalo eby'enjawulo era nga waliyo abaafa ate abalala munnange ne badduka olw'okutaasa obulamu bwabwe. Era mu mwaka ogwa 2021 munnange Uganda era twalumbibwa abayeekera bano aba ADF bwe batega bomu mu kibuga Kampala era nga munnange abantu ab'enjawulo baafa ate abalala ne bavaawo n'ebisago. Kakati yo omukulembeze w'eggwanga yategeezezza nti agenda kubanga akola kyonna ekisoboka okuba nti abayeekera bano aba ADF munnange balinnyibwa konfete. Still ku mukolo guno gwe gumu munnange yasabye abo bonna abatikiddwa okuba nti bakozesa obulungi yafeesi zaabwe era munnange abantu be baweereza basobole okuba nga ate munnange baganyulwamu era eyo y'entanda gye yabasibiridde era nga munnange yabasabye bagende mu maaso n'okubeera nga yafeesi zaabwe bazikozesa emirimu emirungi oba bazikozesa bulungi nga bwe balina okuba nga bakola. Ago nno mawulire ate agavudde esaidi eyo. Ngenda kubanga neeyongerayokko munnange ekibiina ekya National Unity Platform munnange olunaku olw'eggulo mu mwaka guno gwennyini ogwa 2023 bategese ate olukuŋŋaana olwabaddemu bannamawulire wali ku kitebe kyabwe Kamwokya era nga wano bayogedde ku nsonga ez'enjawulo, bayogedde ku kiwamba abantu ekigenda mu maaso mu ggwanga erya Uganda. Omwogezi w'ekibiina kino ekya National Unity Platform era nga ye mubaka owa Nakawa West mu Parliament omukulu Joel Ssenyonyi munnange naye yavuddeyo n'atangaza ku nsonga zino n'ategeeza nti abakulu bekikwatako bafubye nnyo okubanga babategeeza ku nsonga z'okutyoboola eddembe ly'obuntu n'abantu baabwe abawambibwa naye munnange newankubadde babategeezezza tebalabye nnyo kyamaanyi kikoleddwa okuva ku nsonga eyo. Naye ng'ate ye omukunzi owa National Unity Platform ono nno omukulu Fred Nyanzi naye yavuddeyo still n'atangaza ku nsonga eno naga nti munnange bakooye abantu baabwe okubanga bawambibwa ne batwalibwa. N'annyonnyola nti waliwo abaana bangi nnyo, waliwo abantu bangi nnyo abazze bawambibwa mu bitundu by'eggwanga eby'enjawulo era nga bano bawagizi bakibiina kya National Unity Platform naye nga ne gye buli kati tebamanyiddwako mayitire oba tebamanyiddwako watuufu we bali wabula omukyala Mariam Wagalya ono nno nga yakulira Human Rights Commission munnange yavuddeyo n'ategeeza nti bakyagenda maaso n'okubanga banoonyereza ku nsonga eno era n'ategeeza nti ku lisiti y'abantu 25 ekibiina kya National Unity Platform gye kyabawa munnange basobodde okubanga bafunako abantu 7 ku abo 25 era n'ategeeza nti bakyagenda maaso n'okubanga banoonyereza ku nsonga zino okulaba nga ddala kituufu abantu bano bazuulibwa wa awatuufu we bali. Naye era bagenze maaso n'okubanga boogera ku nsonga y'okuba nti bannayuganda bangi beebuuza ki ekituufu kye babakoledde bukyanga babalonda ate okugenda mu parliament era ng'omubaka Abubeka Kawalya yonono nga ye mubaka wa Lubaga North mu parliament yayogedde ku nsonga z'ekibuga Kampala na butya na lwaki tebasobodde kubanga balina ekyamaanyi nnyo kye bakolera n'ategeeza nti omukulembeze w'eggwanga yabagamba nti bo nga bannakampala be bamanyi n'ensonga zaabwe olw'ensonga nti munnange tebalonda abakiise okuva mu kibiina ekya National Resistance Movement oba NRM era nga kye kibiina ate ekiri mu buyinza. Eddakiika ziri 12 ezaakayita ku ssaawa 2 ez'amakya g'olunaku luno olwaleero. Program The Mighty Drive gy'ogenda mu maaso n'okuba nga olaba era nga tuli mu kanyomero kaffe aka Mighty Global News Updates oba ebimu ku ebyo ebyabadde ate ebyakoze amawulire mu bitundu by'eggwanga ebyenjawulo. Ngenda kubanga neeyongerayo ne Speaker wa Parliament omukyala Anita Among yavuddeyo ate n'agugombola abatuula ku kakiiko akakola ku kunoonyereza ku bitongole bya gavumenti oba akakiiko aka Kosase nga munnanga abanenye olw'okuba nti tewali nnyo kyamaanyi kye bakoze okuva lwe baweebwa ssente okuba nga bakola emirimu egy'enjawulo. Sipiika yategeezezza nti abantu bano baweereddwa ssente mpitirivu okubanga babaako alipoota ez'enjawulo ze bakola ku bitongole ebya gavumenti naye nga munnange bano bakoze ntono nnyo ddala. Akulira akakiiko kano omubaka Stilo wa Nakawa West mu Parliament omukulu Joel Ssenyonyi munnange yavuddeyo n'abaako ensonga ez'enjawulo ze yategeezezza ate ku nsonga eno nga sipiika bwe yagiraizinze ate mu Parliament. Munnange omubaka Joel Ssenyonyi yategeezezza nti waliwo alipoota ze baakozeeko sofa n'ategeeza nti alipoota ziringa 5 nga kuno kuliko eya Uganda Civil Aviation Authority, eya Uganda National Roads Authority, eya Uganda Airlines era ng'eno gye babadde basuubira okubanga esomebwa mu Parliament wabula nga tekyagenze maaso kuno kwogattana ne alipoota ku gaali y'omukka. Omukulu Ssenyonyi yategeezezza nti munnange sipiika alabika nga anyiiga mangu naye nga ate munnange ye n'akakiiko ke bagezezzaako okubanga bakola ku nsonga ez'enjawulo oba bakola ku alipoota bakola okunoonyereza ku bitongole ebyenjawulo. N'ategeeza nti Uganda Airlines munnange y'emu ku alipoota gye basobola okubanga bakolako era nga munnange alipoota eno yagiwa sipiika naye ate sipiika n'atasobola kubanga agikkiriza era nga yategeezezza nti amaze ebbanga nga amubanja alipoota eno naye munnaye kyamwewuunyisizza okubanga ate yavuddeyo n'ayogera bw'atyo. Abamu ku abo abatuula ku kakiiko kano era nga kwe kuli omubaka Alex Ruhundo nono nga ye mubaka wa Fort Portal Central era nga muna NRM y'omu ku batuula ku kakiiko kano aka Kosase yategeezezza nti ye munnange akakiiko kano interest ye yagenda ng'eggwamu olw'ensonga nti mulimu ensonga ez'enjawulo nga ensonga y'enguzi mu kakiiko kano era ng'ono sipiika yamubuuzizza oba alina obujulizi ku nsonga eno n'ategeeza nti yo obujulizi abuyina era akaseera bwe kanaaba nga katuuse ajja kusobola okuvaayo ate munnange abawe obujulizi nga bwe kyetaagisa era sipiika yalagidde wabeewo okunoonyereza ku kakiiko kano akakiiko kano n'engeri gye kasaasaanyizaamu ensimbi ennyingi munnange ze bazenga bakawa era nga yategeezezza nti yayongedde n'ategeeza nti bagenda maaso n'okuba nga banoonyereza ku alipoota eno ku alipoota butya bwe yafuluma ya Uganda Airlines butya bwe yafuluma mu mawulire era n'ebirala bingi nnyo bye bagenda maaso n'okuba nga banoonyereza. Kale ebyo nno bye biva esayidi eyo era nga munnange ensonga za sipiika n'omubaka oba n'akulira akakiiko kano aka Kosase omukulu Joel Ssenyonyi awo nno we zikyali tujja genda maaso n'okuba nga tubategeeza byonna ebinaaba bivuddeyo kunoonyereza kunaaba kukoleddwa munnange biki ebigenda okubanga munnange bivaayo kubanga mukulu Joel Ssenyonyi ye yategeezezza nti mu mwaka gumu basobodde okubanga banoonyereza ku bitongole 5 kale ne yegeraageranya ne speaker wa parliament bwe yali ng'akyali ku kakiiko ako kamwaka Kosase ng'ate ye mumyuka oba ye vice chairperson w'akakiiko ako bwe baali bakola n'omukulu Kantuntu yategeezezza nti munaye bo bakola banoonyereza ku Bank of Uganda yokayoka era nga gino kyabatwalira ebbanga lya myezi 6 naye ategeeza nti munnaye bonga akakiiko ka Kosase mu parliament eno eye-11 basobodde okubanga banoonyereza ku bitongole 5 birambirira mu bbanga lya mwaka gumu. Nategeeza nti munnange bo bali mu myezi 6 banoonyereza ku kitongole kimu naye ng'ate bo basobodde okubanga banoonyereza ku bitongole ebyenjawulo. Ono nno munnange yagambye nti yayogedde ebirala bingi nnyo ebyesobodde kubanga nkumenyeramenyera olwakadde akatagenda kubanga kansobozesa. Ebyo nno bye biva ate esayidi eyo. Ngenda kubanga neeyongerayoko ministry ey'ebyenjigiriza munnange bavuddeyo ne bategeeza nti ensonga z'abasomesa amasomo ga arts bakyagenda maaso n'okubanga bazikolako era nga bano basabiddwa okubanga tebeetaaga munnaye kubanga beekalakaasa. Kinajjukira nti omwaka oguwedde abasomesa amasomo ga arts munnaye bavaayo nga nabo balaga obutali bumativu olw'ensonga nti munnange omukulembeze w'eggwanga yalagira ate abasomesa amasomo ga sciences okubanga bongezebwa emisaala naye nga munnange mukulu Philbert Baguma ono nno nga ye secretary wa UNATOBA ekibiina ekitaba abasomesa wano mu ggwanga erya Uganda yategeezezza nti munnange ensonga zaabwe zinaaba tezikoleddwako bagenda kubanga battukiza buto ensonga y'okwekalakaasa. Munnange mukulembeze w'eggwanga gye buvuddeko yavaayo n'ategeeza nti ng'eggwanga tebalina ssente ze bagenda kubanga ate basasula bongera abasomesa aba art. Naye omukulu Philbert Baguma yategeezezza nti newankubadde nga ssente ntono baali badde bakwata ku ezo ne bazigabanya kyenkanyi buli omu n'asobola okubanga munnange afunako akatono. So ye minister ow'ebyenjigiriza eby'amatendekero aga waggulu omukulu Chrysostom Muyingo bwe yabadde mu parliament yavuddeyo munnange n'abategeeza nti ate beetaaga kubanga beekalakasa ensonga zaabwe zigenda kubanga zikolebwako bulungi nnyo era munnange bagume babeere bakkakkamu ensonga zaabwe bazimanyi munnange era bagenda kubanga bazikolako. Naye nga y'omukulu Philbert Baguma yategeezezza nti babawadde ennaku 9 kyokka okusobola okulaba ng'ensonga zaabwe zikolwako bulungi nnyo. Awatali ekyo bagenda kubanga ate munnange battukiza buto oba baddamu buto okwekalakaasa. Kaakati omusomesa owa primary munnange ono nafuna emitwalo 56 kakati ku ssente zino munnange tekuliiko misolo so nga ate omusomesa ali ku ddaala erya diploma ng'asomesa secondary afuna emitwalo 79 mu 15 era nga bano baagala omusomesa ono omusaala gwe gulinyisibwe gutuukire ddala ku bukadde 3.5 so nga ate omusomesa ali ku ddaala erya degree naye nga ate asomesa secondary ye afuna essente z'olya ddala akakadde kamu mu emitwalo 10 naye nga baagala omusaala gwe gulinyisibwe gutuukire ddala akakadde kamu mu emitwalo 10 munnaye zino nno tekuliiko misolo naye nga bo baagala omusaala gwe gulinyisibwe gutuukire ddala ku bukadde 4.5 era nga bakyagenda maaso n'okubanga basaba gavumenti ensonga zaabwe zino zikolebweko baleme kubanga ate beekalakaasa ekiyinza ate okutaataaganya emisomo gy'abayizi kubanga olusoma olusooka olw'omwaka guno ogwa 2023 lunaatera okubanga lutandika kakati n'abazadde katusaba ate kasente ka school fees mukanoonye munnanga abaana basobole okubanga badda ku masomero waliwo abamu ababadde bamaze ebbanga nga tebasoma endowooza nga gwe guno omukisa gwe bayinza okufuna ate okuddayo mu masomero naye ate kijja kuba kyannaku nnyo okutuuka mu masomero oba okutuuka ku masomero gye basomera nga munnanga ate abasomesa tebaliyo oba nga bali mu keediimo olw'ensonga nti emisaala gyabwe teginnaba kubanga gitereezebwa bulungi. Kakati era bwe tusabira ne gavumenti ekole ku nsonga z'abasomesa bano munnanga omwana asobole okugenda ku ssomero ng'ate afuna services nga bw'alina okuba nga azifuna. Ngenda kubanga neeyongerayoko munnange passport. Ensonga eno bannayuganda bangi nnyo badde bettanidde okubanga bafuna passports naye ng'ate olunaku olw'eggulo munnange amawulire okuva esayidi eyo gatulaze nti Ministry ya Internal Affairs egenda kubanga eggaddwa olunaku olwokuna oba olunaku olwaleero n'olunaku olw'enkya era nga bagenda kubanga bakola ku nsonga munnange ey'okuba nti upgrading technology gwe bakozesa kino kyongereko ku bwangu munnange ku bantu abagenda ku bantu abafuna passport. Abantu abagenda okukosebwa buli muntu yenna ayina abadde mu process okuviira ddala eno mu kujjuzaamu forms okutuukira ddala ku wali ku interviews n'abo ababa bagenda okubanga bazifuna munnange be bamu ku bantu abakoseddwa abagenda okubanga bakosebwa mu nnaku zino ebbiri nga yafeesi ezo ziggaddwa. Omukulu Simon Mundeyi era ng'ono ye mwogezi wa Ministry y'ensonga z'omunda mu ggwanga yategeezezza nti munnange kino kigenda kubanga kikolebwa oba kikoleddwa okuba nti bongera ku speed ate munnange ey'engeri gye bakolamu ebintu oba okwongeza ku speed ku bantu be bakolako abafuna passports olw'ensonga nti wabaddewo okwemulugunya ku bannayuganda ab'enjawulo nti munnange okufuna passport kitwalira ddala akabanga muyinza okusimba ennyiriri okuva eno ate n'eri so bategeezezza nti bagenda kubanga bakola ku nsonga y'okuba nti munnange wabaawo ka speed mu mirimu ate n'okulondoola abantu abo abalina passports ezisooka mwemu era nga kino ne Brigadier General Johnson Namanya naye yakikkaatirizaako era nga ne commissioner w'ebya passport yakikkaatirizaako naga nti bagala kubanga enkalala zaabwe munnange baziclearinga oba nga zitereezebwa okumanya ate bani abalina passport ezisooka mwemu olw'ensonga nti ebinkumu waliwo binaaba biyiseemu omulundi ogusooka bw'onookoma omulundi ogwokubiri bajja kusobolera ddala okubanga bategeera nti ono nno yafuna dda passport era nga kijja kuba tekyetaagisa ate kuddamu kubanga bakuwa passport. Munnange ago ge mawulire agava esayidi eyo bw'obanga otaataaganyiziddwamu munnange ensonga ezo bwe zityo bwe zaatambudde ensonga za passport awo we tuli naye nga tomanya bwe binaaba nga biwedde ensonga bwe zinaaba nga ziteredde bulungi nnyo ojja kusobola okugenda ate ofune passport yo ensonga zo zisobole okuba nga zitambulira ddala bulungi nnyo. Kaakati ndowooza ngenda kubanga amawulire gano ngawunzika naye nga sinaba kubanga ngawunzika waliwo ebirala ebyakoze amawulire RCC wa Kampala omukyala Amina Lukanga yono nno olunaku lw'ejjo yabadde mu katale ak'Ennakasero ng'alondoola ssente z'emyoga butya bwe zikoze na biki bye zikoze era nga waliwo abakwatiddwa ne batwalibwa ku CPS munnange olw'ensonga nti ssente zino ez'emyoga baazibulankanya mu ngeri emu oba endala. RCC ono bwe yabadde agenda mu katale tewali gwe yategeezezzaako nti agenda kujja kale yagudde bugwi munnange okusobola okuba nga akola okunoonyereza okw'enjawulo ku nsonga zino ez'emyoga naye ng'ate mu byemizannyo yo ttiimu eya Uganda Cranes basobodde okuba nga bakuba Senegal egoolu yabaddeemu ku bwereere mu mpaka za Africa Cup of Nations ezikyagenda mu maaso era nga munnange bano nno obuwanguzi bwabwe babusanyukidde nnyo. Bajja kuddamu okwambalagana n'eggwanga erya Ivory Coast ng'ennaku z'omwezi 22. Munnange ttiimu y'eggwanga lino erya Uganda oba Uganda Cranes tugende maaso n'okubanga tugisabira basobole okubanga ate nabo babaako eddaala lye batuukako oba beeyongera ate okuwangulira ddala. Tomanya omukisa ate ogw'okugenda mu mpaka eza World Cup guyinza ate munnange naffe okututomera naffe ne tweyagalako nga eggwanga olw'ensonga nti munnange empaka zino eza World Cup tubadde nga tetukiika naye kakati munnange Uganda bawangudde era nga mu kibinja B Uganda mweri yekulembedde muna ino n'obubonero 4 so nga ate eddirirwa Senegal n'obubonero 3, Democratic Republic of Congo ne Dakar n'obubonero 2 so nga ate Cote d'Ivoire munnange ina akabonero kamu kokka. Kakati katongere okubasabira tubasobole okubanga munnange bakolera ddala bulungi ate tusobole okubanga tweyongera okuwangula. Kakati ebyo nno bye bimu ku byakoze amawulire olunaku olw'eggulo era nga ngenda kubanga nga wunzikira wano ku ddakiika 27 ezakayita ku ssaawa 2 ez'amakya ag'olunaku luno olwaleero. Bwe tunaakomawo tugenda kubeera n'omwami Rogers tuli ahabwe n'omugenyi waffe ajja kubanga twegattako omukyala Nabaggala twogere ku nsonga ate ez'enjawulo naye nga tugenda kuba tuwumulamuko katono nnyo okusooka. Bwe tunaakomawo Mighty Drive egenda kubanga egenda mu maaso. Nze Omumbejja Luwedde Lydian tukomawo temuvaawo.
The Alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.
Beautiful people, you're welcome to the Snap Talk with your girl Teddy Tenjo every Saturday right from 6 to 7.
Naku zino twajjirwa flat tami. Tukyayambalako ku lugoye obutukwata.
Wajja ku body shaming. Speak up. Gendo ba confronting obagambe ekyo kyemukola si kirungi.
Towerabira nti tuli wano ku the Alternative Digitalk mukwano gwange gwali topic kiri wandyagadde twogereko. Is it about family?
Nga tize tata wange amanyira nkola n'obuvunanyizibwa nyina bungi era agezaako n'anyamba yambako yanda
naye kumukubira kumubuuzaako noga mama we bali kunzaala.
Is it outside family? Is it society? Oh, could it be relationships?
Come and visit, call me. Simanyanga I miss you bichi. Especially embeera y'obudde sinungi.
Naye n'omuntu akwagalira mu season yaba takwagala ze nkubuulira.
Just be commenting at topic yona gyandyagadde twogereko tujja kwa tujogera kwano ku the Alternative Digitalk ku share enganzi the Snap Talk. Are you craving for that special meal that will entice your taste buds and leave you with lasting thrilling memories? Look no further. Spice Island Bulenga has got your answer. Natural, fresh and delicious juice, the best meals. Don't miss our daily specials from Monday to Sunday. Pizza Wednesday, Saturday Pizza Bonanza, you buy one and take two. Come dine with us and feel the experience. We are located at Prime Shopping Center in Bulenga, Mitiana Road. For inquiries, call us on 0704111720. Spice Island, we treat your cravings.
The Alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.
Amacha amalungi gwe munnanga akedde naffe olunaku olwaleero program ekyali The Mighty Drive era nga nze omumbejja luwedde Lilian mu studios ndi ne munnange Rogers Tudyahawe awamu n'omugenyi waffe maze dda okubanga atwegattako. So tugenda kuba twogera ku nsonga ez'enjawulo, teenage pregnancies, bingi nnyo ebigwate mu so beerako era nga munnange bw'obanga olina kyoteesa kyowabula ku page yaffe ya Alternative Uganda mu comment section oba oteeka ate endowooza yo tujja kubanga tugisoma ate omugenyi waffe asobole okubanga akuddamu bulungi nnyo. Ne ku Digitalk TV teekayo comment yo tujja kubanga ate zonna tuzisoma omugenyi asobole okubanga munnange addamu ensonga nga bwe munaaba muzibuuziza. Mbaniriza nnyo The Mighty Drive tugenda kuba tutambulira ddala okutuukira ddala ku ssaawa 4 ezakalasa amayanzi ate nga bwe twogera ku nsonga ez'enjawulo zotasaanidde kubanga obuusa amaaso. Kansooke nnyanirize Rogers Tudyahabwe asobole okubanga munnange atutwalira ddala mu maaso munnange alamuse n'omugenyi waffe ate tutambulira olunaku olwaleero. Rogers, good morning.
Good morning, Lilian. Thank you so much for the updates. It's important for people to know what is going on around us. Yeah. That gives us a foundation on which to do things. It informs how we approach things. But it's also a pleasure to be here this morning, ladies and gentlemen. A very good morning. My name is Rogers Tudyahawe, and I have the privilege to host a lady who's going to be talking about an issue that is so important to all of us, especially because some of you are ladies, others are even boys as I am, or men, if I should put it that way. But we also have sisters, we have mothers, and so this discussion is important and close to each of our hearts. And also to give us a little bit of hindsight before she introduces herself is, according to Yobos in 2021, about 32,566 girls were getting pregnant monthly, and 250 of them were the girls below 15 years of age. So this discussion does not have a group. We might be talking about teenage pregnancy and someone is out there and feels like I am out of that age, so that information may not necessarily be of importance to me, but I believe we all have people who can fall prey of that. So I'm going to give our guest an opportunity to introduce herself, tell us a little bit of what her name is, what she does, and then we'll get right into it.
Thank you so much, Rogers. Thank you so much, Princess.
You're welcome.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, Uganda. Good morning, our good viewers. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Resty Nabaggala. I'm a steward, I'm a leader. But I'm also the founder for Here For Her Foundation. It's a community-based organization based in Mpigi district. It was put in place to highlight the scourges of a girl child and also work amicably with other stakeholders to see that these challenges can actually be solved. But besides, I'm also passionate about youth issues, and I'm passionate about youth involvement, more especially in involvement. Yes, basically, that's what I can say. And today I've been hosted here to discuss issues which are really, which are part of us all as a country, as men and women, as children. Thank you so much, Alternative. Keep on.
Thank you. From the statistics as they stand and as issues evolve over time, we are seeing a lot of these issues. It has happened over time. It has been here for quite some time. We have had teenage pregnancies and young childbearing over some times, and it has been because of a lot of factors. But first of all, I wanted to know, just to give a little bit of background, what does exactly what do you handle in is it she for her?
Here for her. Yes.
Thank you for the correction. Here for her.
Yes.
What exactly do you do? More support yabana bafunye mbuto mukula chitu.
Wow, interesting. So here for her, just like you, the name sounds, here for her. In Luganda, it can be translated Wendi Kurure, Wendi Kurure. So basically, first of all, let me first give a background of why I came up with this organization. Years back when I was still a toddler, I remember growing up in my village, we are a group of so many girls, so many homesteads here and then, but then there are so many girls. But then I left the place and came to town. So I had to go back to that place when I'd reached senior 5. But then disappointingly or surprisingly, I reached, and actually I was the only girl who had managed to reach senior 6 among all the many. And still I'm the only girl who managed to finish up campus among all the many. So this was like something which actually it really hit me. It hurt me. So by that time I was in senior 5, so I was like, now what can I do? And really, at that moment, I could not see myself doing anything. But then I was like, I can start off the activism right now. So good enough, when I joined university, I really got that platform to be mentored, to be guided. Like I got the experience on how I can really go about it. I started with online advocacy and activism. But then in 2021, I sat down and I was like, probably I can do much better than maybe online advocacy. Yes. Yeah. I was like, I can do much. So I got my other people, like-minded young people. One of them is Namelembe Angela. We came up with this initiative here for her foundation. It is fully registered by the district because it is on a community level. That is where we at, but now we can manage.
It's a community-based organization.
Yes. So among the reason, because we realize among the reason as to why teenage pregnancy actually is brought up by a number of reasons, some which are individual, some which are public, like concern. Yes. So we're like, perhaps we can start with individual, to trying to work on the individual reasons as to why there are so many teenage pregnancies. So because of much resources here and there, so it's either we can start with making maybe community outreaches and then school outreaches. We can talk to these young girls. We can talk to them because sexuality education, in case you do this will happen. Like you talk to them and also go ahead to interact and talk to their parents. Because as you may know, our parents are actually influenced by the culture, are influenced by a culture. For example, there are some parents who say when a girl approaches maybe 18, it has to go into marriage, you get.
Yeah.
And we all know child marriage and then teenage pregnancy, they are actually related, they are interlinked. One leads to the other. Child marriage can lead to teenage pregnancy, and as well teenage pregnancy can lead to child marriage. Yeah. For example, if you get pregnant, in Uganda we have that thing, you're going to tarnish the family name.
So you'd rather go
you get. Yeah. Or if not, they're going to marry you off, and of course once you're married off, you have to get pregnant. So we're like, we can talk to parents with regards to that. In case we happen to get a chance, because we're trying to lobby here and there, if we happen to get scholarship or any other scholastic material, we can still try to zero down and then provide to the vulnerable, the most vulnerable girls in the most vulnerable families. Yes.
So, ensonga zino njagadde tuziteekemu n'olulimi Oluganda so that we cater for all audiences, the English and Luganda. So, muli based only in Mpigi, temwinako any other people you partner with in different districts, because twina teenage pregnancies in the central region, twina in the eastern region. Actually, eastern region we bali basinga enamba ennene. The northern region, your teenage pregnancies. So muli only based in Mpigi, temwina bantu balala bemukolagana nabo in different districts.
Thank you so much. So the organization, being it's a community-based, you always actually licensed to work in a district. Not even a whole district, but then a specific area, then like the town council, kind of. So I won't say groundwork. Okay, we are licensed to work in Mpigi district, but then me as an individual and the other team members, because it's not like we are based, it's not like we stay in Mpigi. No, we are actually zeroing the work to other areas. You get. I might be today. Next time you find me in Kampala school talking to girls. Next time you find me in Mbarara. You get.
So mutam tugeze organization head offices ziri in Mpigi. Ne mutambula in different districts nga mogera kuba kunana abana bawala in different schools, right?
There's a difference between, yes, it is an organization, but then there's a difference between an entity and the person. You get. The entity is licensed to work in what? Mpigi district. But then the team members are not licensed to work only in Mpigi district.
Okay,
we can work countrywide, even internationally. If a chance is gotten here.
So apart from the scholarships, Zemobawa, are there any skills Zemowa banoreda bamaze okuzaala? Because the way you explained it, muninganga bogera n'abaana bano abatannaba kufuna mbuto. So these ones abamaze okufuna mbuto, do you work with them? Era apart from okwogera nabo, what else do you give them? Mobile trainings, what else do you do for these people?
So actually we talked about scholarships. For now, we've not gotten any scholarship. We are still trying in the lobbying process.
Okay.
Yes. But apart from that, we do talk to these girls. Like we give them guidance in the way they should move. And also try to bring up like models, role models, idols whom they can try to emulate and be like, yeah, in case I grow up, I want to be like this person. Okay. And then also hands-on skills, because we realize one of the reasons as to why there is so much teenage pregnancy. Still also some girls, they exchange their bodies to get what? To get their essentials, to get needs.
Sexual transactions.
Yeah, sexual transactions. So you find that they need economic empowerment also. So being able to offer skills like record soap making, because we are still within our means, you get. At least someone can be able to buy maybe a pad. If I told someone a girl was going to exchange her body because of a sanitary tissue, meaning at least can be able to get a 3,000 to buy a pad. Yeah.
So in this region, you are Nabali, right?
Nabaggala.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Nabaggala. I want us to try to use some Luganda. Yeah, try to a little bit put that in. But I also wanted to understand in the regions you have worked, now that you're licensed at least to work in Mpigi in particular, what has been the most causes of teenage pregnancy and young childbearing for the period at least you have been there?
Okay, interesting. Kankozesa ku Luganda ndowooza to cater for each and everyone who is viewing us. So sijja kwogera ku Mpigi district nga yo yokka, naye ngenda kwogera ku Uganda yonna. So ensonga nga bwe nagambye mu ntandika nti ensonga zino ezireetawo teenage pregnancy ziri individual, waliwo ziri individual, nate waliwo nezo ziri rooted nga emirandira gyazo ziri mu culture, ziri mu region, ziri mu families. Tukiraba. So tuyina kituyita kankiyite nga cultural norms, social cultural norms. Tukiraba nti waliwo culture ezimu nga zigamba nti like ngolaba nengeri gye bakuzaamu, the way gye bakuzaamu bakupreparing for what? Marriage. You get. Nga bagamba nti once omwana awezezza emyaka 18 agenda kolaki? Agenda mu bufumbo. Tukiraba. Nga bagenda kutwalirawo there and then. So those are cultural factors. Nazo zikolaki? Zezimu ezisinza okuleeta teenage pregnancies. Tulina obwavu. Abazadde abasinga waba n'omwana omuwala amulaba nga zaabu. Tukiraba. Amulaba nga zaabu. Abakimanyi nti omwana waweza 18, 15, actually even 18 is much. Abaana asinga emyaka 14 osanga omuwala ng'akoze eki? Ayingidde obufumbo. Tukiraba. Statistics also from the recent National Society to End Child Teenage Pregnancy. Girls, majority of the girls are married off below that age. By the time they make 18, baba bafumbirwa dda. Tukitegeera baba bafumbirwa dda, abamu nga balina n'omwana asooka. Okiraba. So culture, tube to poverty nti omuzadde akuza omwana naye nga mulaba nga zaabu nga rede ng'ekyobugagga. Ku kyalo kuliko omusajja omugagga. Tukiraba nosanga nga omusajja myaka 60, but because alina ssente, abazadde baagala ssente, ate no bagamba wa kisukaali, ebintu webityo
bazaala omwana omuwala bagatuza sukaali.
Ekintu ekyakushwenzwa nakyo banaye tukyogereko sukaali. You see how things grow just from the very beginning. Ozadde omwana omuwala azadde ka sukaali, you get. So omwana ne bamuwaayo, you find a 14-year girl has been married off to a 50-year-old man. Because of what? because
Money.
of poverty. Then ensonga endala nazo tulinamu nti tukuzizza abaana baffe abazadde batukuza naye ate the batya okolaki okudisclosinga what we call like a sexuality education. Until you're going to find the adolescents, you know that age is an age of curiosity, like so much is changing around your body, so much, you know, like you really almost expressing a new self. So there's that curiosity. Once I do this, what happens? You get. But because there's no guidance, you know, there's nobody to supervise and, you know, to tell her once this and this happens, this will happen, you get. So before you know it, then also twogere tulina mateka manji, we have policies, you get. We have policies, we have the 2010 gender-based domestic violence law, that is to end the domestic violence, because also this is enshrined in domestic violence. These are harmful practices, you know. So naye all these laws or policies really they don't operate. Nti bagateekawo nti wokola kino, if you do this and this, we shall be penalized emyaka bweyiti. Naye ate tebikola ki? Tebikolebwa, okiraba. So nti bujebeyo ng'okubanga oli akikoze tabaako kyakolebwa. Kigenda kukola ki? Akaze kagenda kukula. Meaning normal yagamba, oli akikoze you get. And at times also, even if someone goes to police and report, an example, previously na njogako no mwami actually Mpigi. Omwami ono yantokira nsubira waliwo omuntu eyamuconnecting n'agamba nti yogerako n'omuwala oyo yakolaki ajja kuyamba. So nangamba nti during COVID-19 2020 waliwo omuvubuka wa chapati yafunisa omuwala we olubuto. Omwana yali mu primary 6. Omwana oyo wafuna olubuto, the girl was 14 years. Wafuna olubuto ne bamukazakaza nayogera omulenzi. Omulenzi nakola ki nadduka neyikweka mu kyalo. Sijja kwagala be disclosing ano ya sijja kwagala amanya naki. So omulenzi neyikweka. Batuuka okuzaala omuwala nga yetaganagana mu C-section. Okiraba omulenzi jukira adduse. This is a poor man who's trying to make sure that at least he provides like a decent life to his kids, you get. Musajja mwavu agenza mu C-section n'atunda akataka ke yali ayina asasule sente zaki za C-section. Okiraba. Naye of all that nageza kugenda ku police, nageza kugenda you get. Bamubuzabuza letter sente weziti letter kino, you know. Nenga which kind of evidence do you need more? Omwalo omulabi ayilobuto.
Akugambya ani yalomuwa. Which kind of evidence do you need more? Tukiraba. Nti so at least tugeze okolachi okulabanga amateeka then ne institutions on the ground zibeera transparent, because there's kintu ngekyo kitagisa evidence ndala tukiraba. So and then also tubane commitments ensonga lwaki actually these teenage pregnancies, because you know why, because efforts nyingi abantu bangi bavaayo every 2 years teenage pregnancy tuwulira workshops it's about ending teenage pregnancy, you know, various leaders making commitments tingenda kola bwekityo kitegeera tugenda mu cultural leaders nti I'm going to negotiate and we are going to maybe we are going to eliminate such and such whatever a norm, you get it. But then all these ending commitments, but then they're not what? Those kitegeera
bikuma mu boardroom olufuluma ngoli switching minds ngakola ki ngadda ku kirala. So kati even we are seeing ourselves doing much, but actually we are not doing what much.
Okay, so mbadde njagala kubuuza mulinayo achievements zonna registering for the period you've been operating?
For the period you've been operating? Yes, for the period we've been operating, I should say, for us we see them yes as achievements. We see them as achievements because I should say for the time we've been in operation, that is since 2021, we try to visit up certain schools, a number of schools, and in a way of eliminating teenage pregnancy, there's what we call inputting leadership skills in these girls. So we have introduced some debate clubs in schools, and this brings girls, not only actually girls, this is a collection of girls, and boys you get. But there is a change. You see at least someone like is supposed to and so up for in the future rather than previously you get. Like someone doesn't have to be idle. And then also some community spaces for girls whereby they can gather together and interact here and there you get, rather than being when someone is stuck and then doesn't have anyone to share any challenge with. But then here they can come together and then do what? Interact and communicate. Yes.
Sorry, a little bit. So in these community spaces, that sounds a little more interesting, because at least it's a safe space. People get to get there, they share, they find maybe common practices and values to go about certain things. But now we have that problem of the norm, the culture, that even if something is wrong, there are particular individuals that feel this is a part of culture, it cannot be that bad at least. How do you try to break such kind of practices in those spaces to make sure that if you have an initiative you have introduced, it does benefit people, but also gets results more than and beyond the practices that the community believes?
Actually, you know, culture is a very sensitive thing.
It is.
It's not something you're going to wake up in the morning and be like, chino nchigobi, you get. Because nabaza deba feba chachikirizamu, yaja kugamba chasangibwawo chawona, you get. So it's going to be, yeah. No gamba chino nchigobi. In fact, baso no kukuba mayinja, you know. But it's just negotiation. Negotiation, because, for example, kangambe ntinge nsonga. Even right now they are still happening. To government to manaweza 14-15 as soon as formula. That is ancient in culture because it was what culture had installed in people's minds before. Ne botugenda so wanga bachibateka omuzadde akulanga checho omuzadde nene achikola nach transferring kuchi kumwana no mwana ina akulanga chimanyi nti I'm a girl probably.
And there's only one thing meant for me in life.
Marriage, you know. Yeah. So ngachimanyi once this and this, once I get breasts on my chest, marriage, you know. But then, if you come and then we give these girls something, a more brighter picture than what they see, than seeing themselves as people who are supposed to be in a marriage at a tender age, you get. So we talk to them, and just not talking to them, but also involve parents. You know, once you educate a girl, this and this happens, you get. Because all of us, we are products of education. Like, I cannot really underestimate the value of education, you get. Yes. And then also, you are still on achievements. We also managed during the COVID 2021, that second phase. It was really a very tough situation for so many families and children. But then we tried to mobilize from colleagues and well-wishers. So we collected a number of sanitary pads, and we visited 5 villages within Mpigi Town Council, where we talked to the girls and also provided their sanitary tissue here and there. Yes, because so many cases were rising up. You find someone doesn't have a pad, is going to this. Also menstrual hygiene issues were coming up. So we did that initiative, and this in one way or the other, actually, I should say was a major in reduction of teenage pregnancy, and here there may be any other harmful practice which would come up. Yeah.
So banabana sanitary pads mubawa reusables oba zino jakwesa kolina kulumu namalala agikanyuga?
For now, tubadde tukozesa disposables because we had tried up on reusables, but you know also obango yamba omuntu no something which is decent. Tona kumaga watching to because you're helping, you get. So because we don't have machines we had tried to use hands to make these pads that are reusables. But then they were not decent, to be honest. You know, when you give someone something and you yourself, you know. So because we don't have machines, we're like, no, let us maybe first adjust as we try to mobilize resources. When it comes and we maybe made a number, or when we get maybe donations from, because there are various partners, AfriPads. Yeah. So if at all we get a grant and we're given maybe the decent ones, then we can give out those pads, because the disposable, the reusables are padless for a full year. You see how it can be helpful.
Nti omwana waba ina reusable, at least asobola sigalanga agikozesa. Okay, ndoza tugenda genda mu kuwumula muko katono nnyo naye nga tetunaba kugenda. Are there any organizations ze mukolagana nazo still mu community awo nyine mu operating?
Yes.
Okay.
Tuna organizations tukolagana nazo nezimu tezili actually mu Mpigi, ezimu zili across, but we work together. For example, I might be here and it's an organization in Kampala, they want maybe a young girl, there's maybe an opportunity to speak, because that is one of empowering them. Yeah. So I can pull a young girl from Mpigi and then bring her to Kampala presenting, you know. Yes.
Okay. Ndoza katoke tugendeko mu kuwumula mu katono nnyo, the mighty drive your program jogenda maaso n'okubanga olaba bwe tukomawo tugenda kuba twogera ku nsonga ate ez'enjawulo, ensonga za gender based violence, especially ku baana abawala bano abato abafumbiziddwa nga bate ebintu ebimu babira tebabimanyi. So bwe bimu otomera buyambi ki bw'ayinza okubanga afuna, because ayinza okuba tayagala kujeemera abakadde bo ba family ye naye nga embeera gy'atambuliramu oba embeera gy'awangaliddemu munnange sinungi nnyo. Ensonga endala zonna tugenda kuba tuzoogerako ebyabavubuka n'ebirala bingi nnyo. So tuulakkalira we tunatuukira okuwunzika ojja kubanga ate bingi nnyo byonnyonnyose. So katuwumulemu katono nnyo tukomawo temuvaawo.
The Alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.
Fellow citizens, following the sequence of events, Uganda seems to be at political crossroads.
I'm not a servant of anybody.
Madam, I know the law.
As such, Alternative Digitalk brings you the Interface Show with retired Colonel Dr. Kiza Besuje.
Let's keep on the same page on Alternative Digitalk,
as he gives you the alternatives on the transition question, rule of law, human rights and freedom, youth inclusion in governance, economic stagnation, as he confirms.
I'll be always here Saturday from 10 a.m. in the morning. Be there.
Don't miss the live discussion on the Alternative Uganda, Digitalk TV Facebook pages, and the Alternative Uganda YouTube channel.
Hello, beautiful people. You're welcome to the Snap Talk with your girl Teddy Tenjo every Saturday, right from 6 to 7.
Nakuzino flat tummy. Tukyayambala ko kugoyo obutukwata.
Wajana ku body shaming. Speak up. Gendo ba confronting obagambe ekyo kyemukola si kirungi.
Towerabira nti tuli wano ku the Alternative Digitalk. Mukwano gwali topic kiri wandyagadde twogereko. Is it about family?
Nga tata wange amanyira nkola n'obuvunanyizibwa nyina bungi. Era agezaako n'anyamba yambako yanda.
Naye kumukubira kumubuuzaako. Noga mama we bali kunzaala.
Is it outside family? Is it society? Oh, could it be relationships?
Come and visit me. Simanyanga I miss you bichi. especially ng'embeera y'obudde si nnungi.
Naye n'omuntu akwagalira mu season aba takwagala ze nkubuulira.
Just the commenting nga topic yona gyanjagadde twogereko tujjako tujogera kwano ku the alternative Digitalk ku share enganzi the snap talk.
The alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.
Welcome back from that short commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. My name again is Resty Nabaggala, and for those who have just joined us, we have a guest today who is talking about the teenage pregnancy, its prevalence in Uganda, and especially among the young people, especially in this situation. We have come out of the COVID-19, and we would see, I think it was openly evident that this whole situation escalated during the COVID-19 when people were so bad, were at home, they were so, dormant, if we should put it that way. People had nothing to do, kids were not at school, a lot of things were just really going south in that particular regard. So we're going to look a little bit into that. But we also, just to remind you, streaming live on our social media platforms, that is the Alternative Uganda and Digitalk TV. But you will later can also find us on YouTube. Most of these discussions actually are uploaded on YouTube. And you can go there anytime of any, even if it's the following year, to follow up on the discussion. You can even make a comment that can also prompt another discussion that we can come here to address. And so when you look at some of the statistics that have been happening, they said that 28% of most of the marital death, maternal deaths, sorry, thank you. Maternal deaths have been in the ages of about, I think, 15 to 25, which are kind of generally young people, and most of them teenagers. And these are things that have really happened over time. How do you think we can go about reducing this kind of thing? Let's say it has happened like it was in COVID. You have that magnitude of young teenagers getting pregnant. But it's also important that either they deliver, because this has happened, you cannot take anything back. Well, how do you think, and you and her, here for her foundation, how are you trying to make sure that these lives are actually saved in this kind of regard?
Well, thank you. Actually, and first I'll take you back. Uganda currently, I think it is actually has the highest rate of teenage pregnancies in East Africa. Yeah. That is at a rate of 25%. Yes. As for the recent statistics produced under the National Strategy to End the Child Marriages and Teenage Pregnancies, And also, 32,000 of teenage pregnancies are registered per month in Uganda, 28% of maternal deaths are registered. And these are a result of what? A result of teenage pregnancies. Yes. Of course, not these maternal deaths, because just imagine a child carrying a fellow child,
At 14, someone is
imagine someone of 12 or 14 is pregnant. A child is carrying a fellow child, you get? Because first of all, their bonds are not all that strong, you get? The bonds are not all that strong. And also, if God helps and yes, this girl gives birth, majority of them, they are in that poor state still, because when you analyze, actually, girls from the poor families are the ones who are most exposed to teenage pregnancies. So you are from a poor family, you've gotten pregnant, the boyfriend or the man who has impregnated you has run away, is not caring, you get. You also a child who is still staying at your parents' home and staying in a poor family also. Parents who are struggling to get what to eat, who are struggling to provide, to put food on the table, you get. Meaning here, you're going to give birth, but then this child is not going to be well fed, you know. So you're going to find a child is suffering from many malnutritional diseases. You're going to find a child a child like that started growth, and then before you know it, because you don't have resources maybe to get access to good healthy care, you know, so that child is going to die, of course, you know.
And so do you kind of provide ways, alternatives, or with your partnerships with the people who are kind of that established? Is there a way you offer any solution in that way?
Our strategies as per now, they weren't into maternal death or what, because this calls for actually even actual actions, you know. But our main target is, if you're a girl and you haven't gotten pregnant, we try to mentor you, we try to move you in the right direction.
Yours is generally prevention.
You get. If you've gotten pregnant, we also try, because you know that situation whereby you've gotten pregnant, you know, when you get pregnant, like, actually it's the same society which is pushed by culture, but then it is the same society which will still judge you, you get, when you've gotten pregnant, you know. So you're going to get pregnant, but then everyone will be like, hey, you get. And then by the end of the day, you're going to find you get. So you remain frustrated. You're going to get frustrated. You're going to find someone giving birth, but then still you get. So what we do, we're going to come and pick you up. We try to, it's like a giving actually social support, you know. Talking to you, we talk to you, we mentor you, we show that you can actually do this and this, you get. In the case of opportunity, we shall link you up, you know. Before you know it, you've rejuvenated and you've come back to your full capacity, despite being a teenage mother. Yeah.
Okay. So mugezezaako kola n'ebitongole bya government ku nsonga y'okulaba nti to ending teenage pregnancies, because ezimu ku nsonga ezireetera teenage pregnancies, abaana bamu amasomero gye basomera wala. Kakati along the way, anything happens, omwana ono n'akola ki? N'afuna olubuto. So have you tried to engage bekikwata kuba government institutions oba government entities okulaba nti ebintu ebimu kubiviirako teenage pregnancies at least bikenderako?
Thank you so much. That is a very good question. As we actually work with Mpigi district. Yeah, we are clearly known by Mpigi district, and we've tried to engage the probation officer on various issues. But then the things, the way you've talked about them, because all these are influencing, how can I term it? These actions or places, or these are actions which require influence, you get. Yeah. Maybe the schools are poor. Maybe they're what, you get. Yes, of course, I'm going to come, I'm going to talk, I'm going to engage government, you know, government officials, what and what. But then still, I don't have the power and the capacity to make it happen, you get. Just like you've seen organizations coming up, organizing different workshops and what, still in line with ending teenage pregnancies and other harmful practices. And then they invite government officials. The thing I said, their commitments, you get, they are invited, you talk about that. How many times have we talked about pads, you know, making pads free, tax free, you get. Yeah. How many times that thing has been mentioned over and over, you get. But then actions are not done, you know. The hugest factor here, challenge here, is that we have so many people making commitments, but then they don't fulfill the commitments.
But we've also seen organizations, community-based organizations, okay, tugenda balwanirira mwenga abaana tugenda bayambako kino na kino, naye ne baba promising and they don't come back.
And they don't. That is also a case, because also these NGOs and CBOs, some of them they are just trying to make their way through, like they have individual interests, you get. They have individual interests as well. You're going to find someone's going to get maybe a donor, it's going to get funds, but then gets here, children, girls, this and this, takes pictures of them, you get. It's going to make a funny a funny report and accountability you get, and then forward. We've also seen that. So it is a two-way thing, you know. You're going to have leaders, you're going to have NGOs, they're all promising, but then they all have their own agendas.
Okay.
So, okay. Toyanziza sewo wanyawo katugenda chusamu ko tukwesine kulumya Oluganda. Yes.
Kusomozebwa kikuosanze especially okukolagana n'abavubuka abato because abavubuka abamu bwatuuka nga bwamuyita for these trainings or workshops or what ayinsoka kubuuza waliyo ka transport refund oba nfunamu ki mu training eno gye babeera gyengenda ofuna. So kusomozebwa ki ng'ogyeko okwo kwe musanze mugenda maaso n'okola emirimu gyammwe?
Okusomozebwa okuliwo era nga bw'okyogedde nti wali obaddeko awo nga ogezaako gweoyamba omuntu omusike naye nga yetayagala bamuyambe. Kati nno kyekyo.
That's typical of teenagers.
Yes. Actually, at times wotuuka awo n'ogamba nina kutegeera butegeezi muntu ono. Ne mutegeera nti yegina emyaka maybe ne mindset yakola ki yeetaga just kukyusaamu ate si agenda ogyekyusiza wabula nze nnyina omuyambako okukola ki.
Tulina kati omulembe ogw'amasimu. Muze mu conference oba workshop or anything or training naye kati oli akaddeke konna ali ku ssimu bwa snapping eno bwakwata akafaananyi eri naye nga wano waliwo ekigenda maaso
ekyo. And that is the trend. Omanyi kati abavubuka ennaku zino tumanyi nti ombanga ndibe nti ku ssimu yange like wofiringa ng'olaba yegwe munene bw'omu kifo okitegeera nga tumanyi nti munnange abalala baayitaayitawo dde okitegeera bakusooka ne bakola n'ebinene than you think okiraba so that is it. Nti obeera oba let's say otegese something noyita naye nga bakusika onasooka n'okuba amasimu 5 oluusi n'otambula oli n'omunoonya you get so nti ogezaako okusika abantu naye ng'ate bayinga bba bateyagaliza okiraba. And this generally I think ku bavubuka fenna we have that mindset. I think twetaga ka mindset change. We have to work on mindset change, human capital development. Kubanga omuntu ngagezako okusika kuleti naye nga go ogamba nedda nze sigenda okiraba nga weerabanga omunene w'omu katonda. And with these smartphones you find n'ogana omuntu you know wandika n'omunyonyola this and this okay nakomaawo okitegeera like nogaba naye tuliko ki you know.
Okay, so twogere ku nsonga ya social media affectinze etya omulembe guno gwe tulimu especially kati abavubuka abato va ku baana abakuze abatuse abafuukidde ddala abavubuka naye kati tulina bano ba teenagers social media eba affectinze etya mu bulamu bwabwe ne butya mmwe bwe mukikoze okusobola okuba nti mubagaidinga mu kubituufu?
Okay, thank you so much for that good question. Social media by the nnungi naye fe abagifudde okuba eki embi naddala ku baana abakyali sijjagamba nti abakyali mu ssomero kubanga ne ku bavubuka naffe ffennyini emyaka gyaffe naffe social media ekoze eki olaba nga etuleetera damage na damage gyetuleetako okiraba nti omwana kuba ku makya ozuuka bw'ati nabaka essimu n'agenda ku whatsapp aba ku whatsapp esaawa zino kye bayita tiktok siri ku tiktok nze naye oba wuya tiktok bakola bu video
siriiko lwojagakagala okuntirikako siriiko
ekituufu kinti nkyanoonyeza ensonga entwala ku tiktok naye sinagifuna kubanga kyendaba ndabawo kwemoola ndabayo ogenda kuzina ndabayo like
ati waliwo abamu abaganze nfuuse serebu ku tiktok amanyi okwemoola amanyi okukola ki n'amazina ge
kati nze byendaba so nkyanoonya engeri
waliwo ebintu ebirungi mbwe ebiriyo
yes nkyanoonya engeri kubanga esimuzi nti population esingayo yonna ekola ki eriyo mu kwemoola eriyo mu kuzina eriyo mu ezitukola challenge kabaka mwanga things of that sort so kati nkyatagatinga ngamba bunze bwengenda ku tiktok njaga ngende ng'ekintu teoki ngeze ne purpose nti and the purpose of impact you know so I'm still trying to research and make a strategy. I go there, can I get that target population I want? ngaze ekintu tosikola ki sigenda ntingeza kola change what nenge ekintu tokola ki kutwala message of transformation and message of change. Yes, ekintu nkontwalayo naye katudde ku mulamwa social media eno kangamenti e contribute nze nnyo kola ki mukonoona naddala abaana abobuwala abo omanyi omuntu alaba omwana asooka laba omuntu let's say a princess ayambadde akagatta akalungi princess you know and then agamba nange nkyagala naye tamanyi princess wagye yakijje okitegeera tamanyi oba princess bazadde be bakolamu bakola kibamuwa buli kimu naye nakola kinagamba nange nkyagala because naye akyagala neyewaayo akoze so all means akola ki akifune okiraba that is social media nti social media eleseewo oba nkinyonyole ntya you find someone is not content ayagala a competing n'oli gwalabye okitegeera young people spend a lot of time on social media nesigaba is doing productive work okitegeera abantu abamu abeera ku simu naye ngaakola ki either there is something kyali mukolako which is going to bring in something positive after or is even making money you get nze I tell people nti ezagula esimu yange zaggwayo dda because I've used my phone so well okyaba I've used my phone so well in that at least week eggwako nimba oyingizaayo mutwale bine nga gikoledde kuki ku simu okiraba naye ogenda sanga omuntu agenda ku WhatsApp scrolling mu status abe ku WhatsApp agende ku Facebook agende ku TikTok abe ku TikTok ajje ku Instagram you get aba ku Instagram akuma ku WhatsApp gye yasookedde abe update you get meaning again spending over like 5 hours ngali ku ekyo no and we know this actually limits creativity and innovativeness inti yande badenga akoze sobudobo is thinking about something else or maybe anachale mukola oba wabanga mana ya musoma maybe akutte kitabali mu kusoma amalizo obudenga aliho kwa msa atenga jali mu scrolling atetumanyi what is she's scrolling what he or she is scrolling okitegeera
tetumanyi byala
you know social media is not limited into whether you are below 18 you are below this so you can't watch this okitegeera as long as you have your own data you're gonna genda otekemu bakulete everything you know so ogena sanga unlimited access well put ogena sanga omwana is watching pornography you get is watching something some funny videos you know nga content mu butufu gaye muga there is nothing like really it can add up on his or her life you know nenga chigamu damaging but doesn't know how it is going to kubanga ngaye abalaba nga kyakola kyekyo kat for you from the outside ye gola bantichi it is really bad so that is social media but social media is actually good as long as you get to understand yourself. No guarantee me I want this. Trust me, the people you make maybe your follower and followers, that is the information you're going to get. But their information or their posts are what they are tarnishing, they are damaging. That is the information you're going to get. Yeah. You know, so there's really need to guide and also teach these people how to use media.
And that is where I actually was coming to. You are a person who is in the advocacy space you have been. And you told us earlier when you were beginning that before you established the Here for Her, officially registered it, you were doing a lot more on kind of social media campaigns on ending teenage pregnancy and all that stuff. But now we also understand that the media has had an influence on how the magnitude of this kind of vice in society. So I wanted to understand how you think we can guide in this perspective that we turn social media to a direction that is more beneficial as far as development and growth is concerned, as opposed to this, you know, the whole practice of TikTok and people being there and doing kavakamanga.
Actually, Kawakamanga is not bad because besides, that fun side of life, you know. So you not take over serious, every now and
but now someone says work without play.
Yes,
play.
You see that what she just said, the work without play. Ordinarily, that's not a bad thing. But the problem is what type of play. Because people will kind of have different perspectives and attitudes towards which kind of play. You'll feel if I have worked for like 2 hours you need to go to TikTok and see some pornography for some 2 hours, because probably that is what relaxes that particular individual, and that will feel like the relaxation, yeah, from the busy life, like you said, you don't have to be that busy. So how do we term social media to make sure that it benefits rather than harm? Yes,
so tosobola, tosoaga muntu nti this why we're going to use social media, but I believe much in mindset change. I believe if I really if I have to at a time and then have interaction and then try to show this is the way this. Of course, I may not tell you have to follow this, but I try to bring to you that if the bad and good you get it, this and this, like a mindset change, because no when I we're ku social media but before your mindset has changed, still you'll continue with that practice. Yes, but then before that, first I always post and communicate on how we can use these social platforms. That is digital media trainings, what and what. And of course, next month I'm trying to organize a training on how to use social media. More special using social media to end violence and this because tulaba abawala bangi bava ono olina akaba not even kokaba netubera bako still ku media ko nyini nga you find someone who posting the news or was actually became vulnerable because of social media, but because of maybe the she posts you get. So it all comes back. You don't know how to use social media. It is yours, but then you don't know how to use that platform. You know. So we are going to have a training to train girls on how to use media platforms to end harmful practices, especially when it comes to cyber harassment and those related things which are cyber issues. Okay. So mugenda bera mu Mpigi wokka? No. It's going to be a virtual. It's going to be countrywide. It's going to be it is targeting people who have phones, you know. Okay. Yeah. So it's going to be a virtual engagement, and everyone across wherever you are, you can participate in it. Okay. Yes. So mbadde nkyakugamba nti kwatwatulira emyaka gino emito nga wala nti naku zino trend eriwo abaana basomera ku masimu. Ogenda sanga omwana nga mutuufu takozesa bulungi mu kisimu eno gy'amuwadde. Omuzadde ye asuubira nti ataddeko Google Classroom, ataddeko maybe timu z'abaana bali musoma. Okitegeera? That is what she has. Nenga ate ye ayina ekyala kyasoma. Nga izo kwanga si akyeteddeko, but remember many people have maids at home. So actually this comes back to people, to loaded families. They are the ones who are most affected by this. Okiraba? Nti ayina maid waka, omuzadde wagenda mukola ngesimu ngajjayo nga yateekamu kyateekamu. Okitegeera? Oluusi nga whatever he or she has put in nga n'omwana naye akola ki naye alaba, you know. The next day omwana yagenda okukola ki? Gwolaba mwana akudduka eba banasima ko kutagenda mu toy, you know, because these kids they know it nti what I'm viewing actually it is bad. Yeah, it's not like bad, but then it is at your age, like it is really yes nti chibi achimanyi nti chibi once mommy sees me jigena kuba lutalo. Okitegeera? No wasanga nga akokuta mu toy nadduka, you know, neyegayireyo for 5 minutes na komawo. Okitegeera nesimu but it gets back to parental guidance. Ochiraba, parental guidance. But then abazadde ennaku zino, you talked about parental guidance, and sorry to cut you short. Omuzadde akugamba akadde nyiza okuba sina kanji can spending akola ensonga nti nyina okunoonya ssente. We also have single parents. Ye mama ya playing a role ya mama na playing a role ya tata. Kati n'amaliriza nga aleseewo maid amugira muyambirako ku mwana we. One thing I should say, you should not trust a maid, and you should not trust someone to raise for you your kid. You get? But maid no balina ebizibu byabwe naye alekayo abanaye mu kyalo. Kati g'omuwadde aba okitegeera. So as in the journey bwetuba nga tunoonya ssente naye tuleme tusulawo baana baffe. Okitegeera? Ssente zo tuzinoonye naye bw'obadde waka ssaawa 11-12 just spare neziba 5 minutes. Try to interact with those kids. Babuze, how has been your day? Oshaba. you know, through talking, how has been your day? Basi matoke bigamba abana bola bo. Shitege, umuza how has been your day? Fine. Mommy, so did this, you get, yeah? You know, how has been your day? Obanga bayine simu, genda, ono Google teleka records. Bononyi, if you search something in your Google, shitege, it will bring up the records. Gena komo Google, olabe history. Definitely you see what this child was looking for. But rather than giving a child a phone, because of modern sima hasome, gutagala manyate, unless reporting nonji, school is going on where you're getting the feedback from teachers, and then you just live at your own. You get. So your parents need to offer parental guidance to their kids. Now that it is the new trend, the new norm, people using they are using gadgets to study, so we cannot really refrain from that. But then we just need to offer clear guidance to our kids as they use these gadgets.
Waliwo muntu omwe yangambye nti social media promoting nnyo gender-based violence. Is it true?
I should say to a certain extent, it is true. It is true. Nenga bwe nakigambye mu kusooka. For example, kansoke nkuwe example y'omuwala ono gwe bayita Nicole. We all got to know about Nicole's story. The story tebe obulungi oba bayibaranira musajja oba what was happening nenga bamukoba, but the thing was over a man, you get. And actually it was a disappointment to me that Nicole was 14 years and was going through that. Bintu byabakazi bafumba, you get. You know, not even actually nemo wakaza afumba tebina kubayo, you get, because I mean, why should you fight for a man, you get?
But they are marking their territories. Actually, they are protecting their territory.
Like, why should you? Now afumba tebina bekola, you know, no afumba tebina bekola, because champagne surprise kumyaka janga 14 banange. I was naive, I should say. Even someone could approach you and be like, you need to report that person to a teacher. Now, the focus is on all books. You get. And then you find someone. Maybe if you had a boyfriend, and these are small things of, I love you, what and what, you know. But then, Nicole at 14, and then you see he's in a coincidence of man. Like, because of a man, you get. So, getting back to gender-based violence, how it is really fueling, how social media is really fueling gender-based violence. So, you know, gender-based violence actually happens in a number of forms. Because I've seen so many cases of girls suffering from gender-based violence, but then in a virtual form, you know. Oli ye kuberi fanani, let's say, Aleku Beach. Tinga olaba how Nicole weyali is that the pole dancing, the breasts are out, what you get that and
but
that.
The beach we carry swimming pool.
Okay, that is oyistegera nga mutu fulaga nako kuba ekifananyi. Nenga when you look at it honestly, there's a way to tarnish someone's dignity. Okitegeera agana kiteekayo. Of course we shall comment, they will comment, even not we shall, because me can. Era ofana nyo webo single funa likes and shares. But posting a chinto chamakulu, teja funa likes, but post such a thing. Ogana club we are going to get famous in just a day. You get? I've been following them. So ogana take yaka fana nyako, baku they will share, they will like, they will comment, hey beautiful, hey this, you get inbox, you know, such things of that sort, you know. But the moment you get into a certain instance, Katinga will have how Nicole it came. We didn't know Nicole, but because they got my incidents, that's when everyone discovered the images. Yeah. Image, they cannot bring an image of maybe me sitting here and be like the ono Nicole go back. Until we agenda kulachi, ajo bulio bufana bola, buli bola bantu. Nicole, ombusimanga. Ne baranye banange yadde baranye ono mola bane taleka. You guys think of that sort, yeah? Nti bajo bulio bufana. So they use those images you posted out of pressure, but of course they were not meant maybe to be posted on media. Bebagenda okukubisa in turn.
Nanyini bya babitadde.
Nanyini byo abitekamu, you know, anti abana abala nawo otumanyi naku zino. Oyagala olage probably you are fighting over man with a certain person on social media. So or posting a kurume, posting a collage. Nego tumanyi what is going to happen at the end of that day. Okitegeera. So bagenda kozesa ebifana nyo bye wateekayo babikubise in turn. At the end of the day you're going to find you're going to get mental problems. going to psychological touch you. You're going to everyone posting. That's when even your parents will get actually to note this is our kid. You know, trust me, majority of these kids, they don't actually befriend their parents on these media platforms. Nakosa amanyanga malala nnyo nga mukazi muzadde we na blocking ku WhatsApp, Facebook na blocking like nga ayawo mukasanko ke. But the moment you get into an instance, bajja kuleta all those photos, they will look for them. Twimani here in our country, twaganyo ebyononese, twaganyo okonoona, okitegeera. Bagenda ko jobo bafanyi bonna batandika bo posting batekako some captions, you know, which are not even welcoming, okiraba, at the end of the day chikuddire, okiraba.
Actually, speaking of media and those cyber stalking, cyber harassment and all that kind of stuff, there's this organization, Unwanted Witness. It made a report that said that 72% of women internet users have experienced some form of cyber harassment or cyberbullying and that whole kind of stuff. And the problem has been that generally it is hard to even report those things to like the police and that kind of stuff, because most of the police do not even know, you know, internet related offenses and that kind of stuff, because it's hard to prove in their regard. Yeah, so I want to understand how, like, this has kind of eroded this whole thing, that you'll find kids doing funny stuff that usually obviously get out of hand, or you'll find someone will take nudes and send to like a boyfriend, which eventually will get out if they, you know, they get into some kind of wrangle. Yeah. Yes, and those are things that happen. Even if, okay, it is not right that this one has done that, but it's not only fair also that you share social media. You throw out whatever their secrets have been. Yeah. How do you think we can guide also in that regard? I don't know, is it an issue we need to involve the law itself? How can we involve it? But it's also a field that's not open, especially as far as laws are concerned, the technology obviously. How do you think we can go about this whole thing?
Thank you so much. So, like I said in the beginning, we have laws, but then they are not enforced. Policies. So that issue falls under the Computer Misuse Act. Yeah. It was recently amended. Some were scrapped off and some were left in, you know. And then we also have the Anti-Pornography Act, you know. But then all these policies, all laws, like you said, even law enforcers, I should say like police, they don't actually even know about them. So, this has happened to me no lopa, or taking a lot of time to be guided and maybe to be helped to chitegere. So there is need really to strengthen and also give capacity to law enforcers, more especially the immediate law enforcers. Until something has happened, the immediate, for example, until again maybe police, or you're going to first run to and also to guide you get. So we need to give these people capacity in regards to these policies and laws that protect someone while using these virtual spaces, you know. And then also besides that, like I said, there is need to train people on how to use social media, because it all comes back to you. Okay, there's this kind of violence whereby it is uncalled for. For example, someone is going to impersonate is going to impersonate herself to be you. And then there's what we call cyber stalking. Yeah. Then there are those uncalled for messages and photos, what you get.
It's a whole stalking.
Yes. So you're going to find you're on Facebook, and then you find that something coming to your inbox. You don't know someone, and someone sent you like a pornography link. Someone sent you, you know, and becoming videos, and becoming photos, and becoming messages you get. So these are things, because now you as a person, you cannot really go about them, you get. Like, because you've not called for them, you know. But then here, the law, it's on which you would have acted, you get. But then because the law is in place, but then the law is not enforced, so meaning it's going to just remain and be like, yeah, we got used to that. You find them in your inbox, the best you can do, block the person, you get. And actually, I always tell people, block the person. You find such innocence in your inbox, block the person. Like, what do you have in common with that person? Just block the person for your own safety and for your own maybe mental wellness. Just block the person.
Numbers of social media, but mugezezaako okukolagana n'abaana abalenzi oba n'abasajja ku nsonga nga zino because bintu ebisinga nga bwemubyogerako oba nga bw'obyogeddeko waliwo abantu ababifuming oba ababikola ne bigenda mu maaso oba ne bibeerawo. So have you tried to engage abantu abo, especially the men oba the other gender oba the opposite gender?
Well, the journey, or as we work towards ending these harmful practices, teenage pregnancy and marriage, what and what, to be honest, it's not going to be a single gendered thing. It has to be collaborative efforts, you get? Yeah. Because who impregnates these girls? Are they themselves? No. Meaning, if you talk to them and then you're leaving out the other party, you're actually doing nothing. You get? That's right. You're actually doing nothing. So, and then also still boys also need capacity. N'abaana benyina no betagana okulungamizibwa. Sigamba nti ogankulungamya mwana owobola Yesu akimanyi omulenzi tomulungamiza si oba tunaki oba tuna still kyokoze. So mu nsonga eno yesugereza we work with both men and women. It is an inclusive effort. Both men and women, because even we have parents, fathers. So omuzadde bw'otamuyigiza omuzadde omusajja nti nedda this is bad, this and this, n'oba oyigiza omuzadde omukyala kitegeera at the end of that day bajja kukola ki because you taught omuzadde omukyala knows what is right, omuzadde omwami twakoze eki twamugambye what is right okitegeera. So what are you going to bring in between? Before you know it olesewo akavuvungano beekobye bakoze eki because they have failed to agree okitegeera because you only engage one party. Naye ate bonna wobaleeta nobategeera nti this and this kitegeera nti munamona bulamu yategedde. So they all just talk about it bagamba nti naye mukyala kino nti omwami kino kitegeera then ate okogera n'omu ate noletawo what another saga in between. So we work with boys, we work with men, and also it's a good thing, and I believe majority of all stakeholders, organizations are very involved the men in an effort to eliminate, actually to put an end to these harmful practices.
Okay, tukyagenda maaso program The Mighty Drive, your program gyogenda maaso n'okubanga olaba tugenda kuba ate twogera ku nsonga ya child neglect. Wano mu Uganda percentage eri waggulu nnyo bwe tudda ku nsonga eno eya child neglect. Naye comments bambi mwebale nnyo okubanga muzitaddeyo. Mukyala Angela tweyanziza ne tweyanzega okubanga ogoberera ensonga zino. Okuba nti munnange kuoli nnyo olaba okonye ku nsonga ya preaching naye ndowooza ebintu bino byonna omugenyi waffe olunaku olwaleero asobodde okubanga abiddamu bulungi. N'ensonga nnyingi nnyo ezikwatagana ku baana abawala oba ku bakyala naye bingi nnyo ebyetaaga okubanga bikolebwa especially abakulu bekikwatako baganda baffe abalenzi oba bakojja baffe oba bataata baffe nammwe ensonga eno mwetaaga okubanga mugyenyigiramu. Tulina ensonga ya early marriages, abaana abafumbiziddwa nga bakyali bato, ebirala bingi nnyo ebinyigiriza oba ebinyigiriza omwana omuwala oba abakyala oba abavubuka ab'enjawulo naye ng'ate tebisobodde kubanga bikonebwako oba byogerwako. So wano ku Alternative Digitalk ze zimu ku nsonga ate ze tutasobola kubanga tubuusa amaaso. Twetaaga okubanga tubyogerako twongere eddoboozi ate okulaba nti ebintu bino bikyusibwamu oba ate bikomezebwa because buli muntu ye alina eddembe ly'okubanga yeeyagalira mu nsi ye ng'ate tanyigiriziddwa obanga tatulugunyiziddwa. Naye kati ngenda kuba nkomawo gy'oli twogere ku nsonga ya child neglect. Mwenga here for her ensonga eno mugihandulinze mutya because mu Uganda numbers zeeyongerera ddala, numbers zeeyongera buli kadde, so ensonga eno mugihandulinze mutya?
Webale nnyo Princess. Child neglect, actually bw'okyogerako child neglect, omuzadde as long as omwana amuwa physical needs, amupayinga school fees, amulaba ki ye aba alaba nga obuvunaanyizibwa butuukiriza kitegeera nti n'ogamba nesaazi n'oba ogamba child neglect era oli agamba abaana bange nze mbalabirira you get
mbagulira emmere n'ebirala
the neglect nti nowadays parents don't actually neglect neglect their children's like their children like we're not providing basic needs, maybe we're not taking you to school, but they have neglected that supervisor laws, you know. Nti omuzadde agenda kwimuka ssaawa 12 afome ennyumba omwana yagende ku ssomero kiraba omwana akomoka 11 omuzadde akomoka 12 omuzadde alya emmere
yategeka ekyeggulo
adde ku laptop ye still no muzadde osa akumyewo ne pending work adde ku laptop ye still omwana akoze homework agenze kwebaka you find a whole week a parent has not really gotten enough time to interact with a kid okiraba nti yensonga lwaki we are seeing all this. I will still drop back to Pretty Nicole's case. I'm sorry because I sat down and nebuuza ebibuuzo bingi nga maze otegera nti omwana wa myaka 14 nebuuza ebibuuzo bingi okusinza ku bintu ebyagenda mu maaso nga bijja ku social media because engeri gye balaga nga balaga bane omuwala ono ali obulamu they call it kulya bulamu
anyumirwa obulamu
yes anyumirwa obulamu nga leero omulabe eno leero you know and I'm like 14 years and the girl is doing this. So nasoka nebuuza okay where are the parents because the mom came nibagenda ku police so ngamba so in all that time the girl was doing this and this where are the parents abazadde babadengawa you know you cannot see how your kid is behaving even at home because I believe for Pretty Nicole's case actually even and so many other kids it's not just on social media no one and work you can still do what try to normal you get so this really took me back to appreciate that way sijagamanti batukuza bulungi or what then you appreciate maybe parents of some time back until they could not provide maybe everything you need at that time but at least they provided that supervisory you know
they did that supervisory
role you know nga bakutakako ngomunoga ne bane when ave wakawano you get nga a parent is so strict you get on you unlike parents nowadays everything is given to a child but then omuzadde mwana amulekerera
tulina kati ensonga ya TV tulina ne channels ezebweru abazadde abamu tebafaayo kumanya omwana channel eno gyalaba lwaki agoberera nnyo ekintu kino lwaki because tulina programs nyingi nnyo ezigenda maaso ezimu zotasobola nakubanga gwe omuzadde obadde okimanyiiko nti mulimu ebintu ebimu ebitali biki ebitali birungi then ate bwe tukomawo wano ku channels ezaffe ezawano eza Uganda wotunulira content agenda ku TV omu yennyamiza nti nga gwe omuzadde tosobola tuula wansi n'omwana wo ne mulaba TV eyo nga muli babiri mu ddiiro ojja kwesiwala oba ebimu byesitaza abamu bwambadde bubi abamu kwegamba bingi nnyo ebigenda mu maaso
so ensonga oyo because we as people oba nga omuzadde tetujja kulimitinga what is going to be put on a television atera still tojja kolachi you may not broke the international stations into Tugana Kolachi kuziraba no broken because nowadays abana basabala benyumba these are things still even in songs this is happening but then what does it take I think this is where parents need really to get away from the shyness. I think mwana wazadde basinga baine ensonyi ntasala tona mwana ina mugamba but then mbulibona ati mwana ngatosala mugamba what is going to happen at the end of the day is going to go and get information from another person which information is not appropriate than going on that the one badokolachi or mugamba. So ensonga ya TV inti omuzadde chande badde better more especially when a kid adolescent bracket teenage bracket you know sit with your kid it's better you sit abana bategera oyogere naye nti you know this is happening but when this and this happens this comes out at the end of the day you get so omwana abeera nti you've omugambye ekintu ekituufu nti tagenda is not going to fall a victim of any maybe visuals or whatever or kitegeera yes akimanyi nti n'aba kirabe agamba bati no, mommy say this and this. Yes, you've seen, but mommy say this and this. Unless when you make maybe this, unless when you get things of that sort. So it all takes parents need to embrace sexuality education. bonga bo baddeyo bafuneka akadde with their kids abana batuule babagambe nti omwana amunyonyola omwana amugambe than letting your kid okugenda
finding out on their own
finding agende someone else, maybe school, maybe a friend amugambe okitegeera or ajja wano ku TV naye anonye because the friend is jazzing, did you see this and this and his boyfriend this and this, you get it.
Abana ennaku zino baana bato balaba katunzi naye akimanyi mbu katuni eno ina boyfriend ku myaka emito akimanyi mbu it's okay to have a boyfriend. Yeah,
you get it. Nti mwana because the conversation, the conversations people, our kids go to school and souls from a different family and then they gather up, they start interacting and then oshtegir. So meaning no one wanga wada the right track aja kudana but I also want to follow what Linda maybe just at school oshtegir na ya college again. But again sanga maybe the conversation or whatever it is, or it's a soap or oshtegir ngate really appropriate. It requires maybe parental guide. But because omuzali tuwatura wansi no tuzo omwana wo no munyonyamu bulungi, these kids need to be talked to. No yogera naye aja folenga chi victim.
Tuyina ensonga kati ennaku zino ey'abaana abakola omwana ku myaka emito omuzadde amuwa ekibbo kya menvu n'amugamba akitambuze n'atambula n'atuuka mu bifo ebyenjawulo ng'ebintu ebikolebwayo si birungi, so bino byayiga n'akola ki n'ateeka mu mutwe. So abazadde bano mugezezzaako omuti okwogera nabo because edda nze nakula nkimanyi muzadde yalina okuba ng'akola omwana omuto at least sigala ewaka onyumirwe obuto obwo ozanye okole eki, naye kakati abaana beekolerera omwana fees gwatwala ku ssomero at least ayinako ekitundutundu kya contributing nti bajjamuwa oba kasooli amutambuze oba bajjamuwa kino akitambuze. So mwe anga here for her abazadde bano mugezezzaako omuti okulaba nti mubategeeza ku roles zaabwe ze balina okuba nga bakola ate n'omwana biki byalina okuba nga akola mu buto bwe.
Wabala nnyo princess. So ensonga ey'okuba nti no abaana abamu we have a law which actually protects children. Sorry, I'm forgetting the name of the law, but actually it's
there's a Children's Act.
Yes, Chiwandeka bulungi, it talks about child labor, this and this. But then, of course, laws don't work. And then also still we cannot blame parents at one time into what your man against okolachi or kola, you know. Because more especially in this, we know what parents have to go through. We know you're going to find a parent has over 6 kids. They all want to go in school. They are renting. This and this you get. Ngamobotof is maybe even a single mother. So against okoze ngo yoba against okula mu restaurant wakale sase sebyo kulya abatona bagamba mu college mugende kukuba mu kachimutambuze tufune maybe ezokulya encha ba musonde school fees wamwe ochaba. It is not actually right sikituufu kubanga omwana oyo tumanyi kyagenda asanga ko kubo okitegeera baza no mutumerere oyo tumanyi ani gwagenda asanga ki kukubo basana okola ki. Next human trafficking is so rampant. Okitegeera ojja musanga before you know it bamubuzizaawo bamutute, you know, whether girl or boy okiraba. But then also omuzadde yaba takiraba nti kibi because aina mulinti I have to fulfill this and this okitegeera nino gabiriza abaana bange so no balina okukwatizaako wano like agezaako, you know, working here and there, you're facing east west, you know, trying to make needs you get. So I think that the biggest thing here is just you try to still your, I should say, sensitizing parents. No yogana because children have their own rights. Ntuma no abatonda akolachi but ngaya anachi and rights ze. Abana babaidha bamuti basoma na kusoma nti akola gwatonda memvu bichikukuba nengachi still utasoma okiraba. So you talk to parents, you talk to parents themselves namanya rights z'omwana nga ywadde yamweza ya ne abamu nawo tabamanyi rights z'abaana baabwe. Namanya rights there and then also you guide into at least if you are looking for school fees, at least put a store at home oba agabana kuyambeko okiraba than letting the kid loiter within the whole town okiraba. At least kale waka muteka waka store kakadala kolechi It is better than letting the kid to move here and there, and then also omwana nabanga naye akola nga amanyi the biggest way to fight for yourself is knowing your rights. Okitegeera yensonga lwaki nti omwana wamanya nti I have a right to education. Bw'oba owulira nti yalopye muzadde we yadda mukola ki amutwala mu bufumbo. We have heard of such stories. Omwana my rights, I have a right to education, I have a right to this. So omuzadde wabanga agezaako kukola ekintu eki unbecoming, omwana atajja kukola ki kubanga amanyi ki amateeka. So you try to involve parents, talk to them, and parents with understanding can embrace it.
Okay, that's good. Ndoza tuyiteiteko mu comments akatono nnyo nga tetunaba kubanga tuwunzikibwa. Hadi agamba child neglect in Uganda is a tragic issue that must be addressed. Every child deserves love, care and protection. It is our moral responsibility to ensure that children in Uganda have the opportunity to thrive. That is Hadi. We also have a comment from Namirembe Angela. She says, talk about the results of overspending on data without jobs. High crime rates such as theft to earn a living, sexual immorality, since porn is addictive and can bring about masturbation. Remember, an idle mind is a devil's workshop.
Absolutely.
Na ekyo kiri nnyo ne mbavubuka ennaku zino.
Nnyo nga bw'okiwulira.
Ng'ovuddeko bali kati abateens be twogeddeko naye kati abavubuka
myaka gyaffe 22
especially abawala.
So much.
There is this should I say a competition over anyway we talked about it abantu obutamatira na kiki balina.
Yes.
Nga ino ensuring anti are making ends meet naye nga jazikola whether hook or crook kyonna kyanakola ajja kikola. It's a do or die thing. Bwe sikola bwent at least nja kola bwent. So you find a young girl agenze at least yebaseko n'abasajja abalina sente just because I know kuteeka emmere ku mmeeza.
Not even mailing because I believe food. Tibagala bino nti byamonda abayagala something where everyone will go to know kitegeera.
Ate emmere gy'ateeka ku mmeeza yeno. Ennyambala yeerabise bulungi. Bw'omulabako kwegamba ayambadde ina n'atonnyamu.
Okitegeera. Ate n'abavubuka n'abalenzi bennyini they are also victims. Nti abavubuka tebagala kola munnange. Okitegeera. Abavubuka tebagala kola. So there is what we call this sugar mummies. Baba sugar mummy.
Sugar mummy ne
sugar daddy. When sugar mummy. And you find a boy is clear. You know there are times when I just take I just peruse through my social media accounts. Most especially these things happen on Facebook. They write to seek advice from the various platforms, this and this.
Yes.
And then someone said, hey son, so please help me. You know, I have my girlfriend, but then I also have this sugar mommy over 60 years, but he provides for me this and this and this and this. But then he said, Smanga, if I don't do this, he's going to leave me. What should I do? You get, yeah? Such things, eh? So, like you see someone honestly is depending on a sugar mommy. I'm like, what?
Antoli ajja kugamba n'emirimu tegiriyo.
Ante n'emirimu tegiriyo. You know, abavubuka were like, there's always this guy's job. Someone's going to be like, because I have a degree. Oya jagamba nyina degree. Nze, how can you see me on the streets in Monjireba? But no, I personally, by there I work. But then on weekends, ogenda kunsanga mu kibuga. I have a shop where I work. It's a sports shop. Weekend, instead of being at home, what? Let me go, I'm going to learn a skill here, and also ela ku weekend oja kunsanga I'm on that sports shop. Oshagiro ojana kunsanga ne mukibuga in fact and then amukuyeba. But I have a degree, you get. But because abavubuka tebaga akolachi, tebagala kola, you get. Baga bintu byaka tebaga nga wochogedde. Agala that soft money to come through mpola mpola. Choka he wants to live that luxurious kind of life, you get. So
yeah. Okay, Rogers, any more questions?
There's Jeremiah. Jeremiah says all the organizations concentrate on a girl child. Leaving behind the male gender, which is the trouble causer, why can't the game be changed towards the boys? or else NGOs will keep one enjoying funds, making symposiums and indoor conferences, yet kugura on
Jeremiah, thank you.
That's a very wonderful
Jeremiah, I will certainly not mention that last part.
Okay, no, it's good you mentioned it. But like I said, actually, there are NGOs or other stakeholders who have come up and their direct targets. They are what? Boys. There's what we call the boys mentorship program. You get there is I'm forgetting the name, but there are so many organizations which have come up and their main target is what? The boy child, you get. But then also we won't be in that competition. That is stupidity. That is wasting energy and wasting efforts. We get. We won't really achieve anything at the end of that day. But what is it? If you've come up with an organization that is focusing on a boy child, it is focusing on a girl child, you need to work together as a team. You get, like I said, if we want to end teenage pregnancies or child marriages, honestly, if we focus only on the girl child, we are just including the girl child here and then. Honestly, we're not doing anything at all. We're just deceiving ourselves that we are working, but we're not doing anything at all. So no one goes in a boy child, a girl child, mukulele instill morals into both parties or together. You work collaboratively with each party, you get. So no longer in it's the main target is girl child. Yeah. But still in my various actions, engagements, the boy child is brought in. Or the male gender is brought in. Yes. Okay. So Jeremiah.
Tweyanziza nnyo tweyanze ye Jeremiah Mpigi webale kubanga kwoli bitenji culture where comment yo tugirabye tweyanziza Imeren Katumba, thank you so much. Ethan Mwine Hadi n'abalala bangi nnyo mwenna ababaddeko na Mirembe Angela, thank you so much okubanga ate mugoberedde ensonga nga bwe tuzirambise. Kakati omugenyi waffe tukusaba owe obubaka bw'obusiibula.
So mukusooka kansooke ntwale omukisa gono nebaze Alternative Uganda mwebale kuleta initiative enu mukola omulimu gw'amaanyi, omulimu mulungi nnyo eri eggwanga kyekituufu. Mwebale nnyo. So kansookera nebaze ababaddeko nga mutulaba, ababaddeko nga mufollowing those who have sent in their comments. Thank you so much for taking your time and ready to be present. So nga maliriza, I will request nti because this is teenage pregnancy, child marriage is really a public concern. Techiriko obani okitegeera. Techiriko obanze sinamwana obanze ki. It is really a public concern okitegeera. Omanyi edda bagambanga nti a child is for the whole village. Yeah, maybe we can as well also adopt back to that thing whereby a child is the whole village, because when bwabanga mu butuufu nga omwana nti wachawo chona, there's no way someone who's a grown up or you're going to impregnate a 10-year-old okitegeera, because within you omulabangani ng'omwana okitegeera. So we go back to that norm that a child is for the whole village. Like, let us be security officers for each and everyone. Bulamu abere mbega wa munne, bulamu abere nga tunulira munne, you know. If you see a young girl, a young boy really taking a wrong track, try to put them in the right form ochiraba. And then also to kuloganile wamu bitongole abantu chinomu oba cha boy child oba cha girl child tulabenga ensonga enakolachi, because it is not just a matter of tuchimanyi bulungi nnyo nti these teenage pregnancies, the more they rise up, the more actually even also the dependence ratios and poverty ratios are going to do what? To increase. Meaning it's not one at government take caution, but there is a rate of dependence which is increasing on what? On the government. Because all the man atasobola beba sanga basaba kawunga basaba chi, you get. So it is no banga ichigino warinze. So it will come back to you in reverse indirectly. So tukoganira mutwenga tukolachi turanyisa teenage pregnancies is neno. And then maybe also what I forgot to talk about, teenage pregnancy also influence in the SDG 5, that is gender equality. And also SDG 5 target theory talks about this, that is in agenda, that is eliminating all harmful practices, you get. So gender equality, we don't just talk about, it's not about men, but it's inclusive, genders tukolagana wamu tulabe nga tukola ki we achieve this. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for giving us that much information. I think everything has pretty much been said. I don't think I have anything useful to add in this particular discussion. That is what we had for you. Again, my name is Resty Nabaggala, together with Lydia and Luwade. We have been here with our guest Nabaggala. This time I will not forget to break down a lot of this kind of stuff. So I hope that you have learned a thing or two. And man, let's try to change some practices. Most of the times we have had a lot of sexual abuses here and there, and sometimes they're actually perpetrated by people we know, even people we love, even people we live with. And these are things that are happening in the society. So let's try to do better, at least in 2023 moving forward, and try to change some of the practices, even if they are cultural. Culture doesn't mean that if you don't do a certain thing, they are going to kill you. No. If something you feel is not right, just don't do it. It's just that easy. So let's try to do a little bit better in this year and moving forward so we can avoid this whole vice in society. That is what we had. Have yourselves a very good morning.